Hi there, Sharon Danley with 2 Minute Tips, and this week it's about what's new, what's timeless, and what works. And I'm sorry, this obviously isn't working. Let me see if I can get this right. I really have to get something else other than masking tape. Okay, I think we're set. So, you know the old adage, keep it simple, sweetie? Well, that's what I believe is important in good makeup and hair and wardrobe and everything that you want to put together as your personal package for whatever it is you're doing in life. Um, and I'm also having some technical difficulties here because I can't seem to find any of the comments that are coming in. So let's hope that there are. And I'm sorry about this, but oh well, let's see. I'm just going to see what happens here. Ah, hi, Terry. Okay, so we're getting comments. Okay, so back to the drawing board. Busy lives, makeup. We need to keep it simple. There's a whole pile of digital makeovers that I've made. And one of the consistent, or a couple of the consistent themes that I see that come from those digital makeovers is often women worry about their wrinkles or their pores when in fact they should be thinking about, their eyebrow shape, their strengthened lash line and corrected lips and even skin tone. When it comes to evening your skin tone, one of the things that people miss a lot is doing the inside corner here, not down here. You know how they show you, what do you call it? Some of the YouTubers where they have lines that show like this. That's not where you want to put it. Quite some time. Sorry to worry. Yes. Oh, by the way, I've decided I'm going to change things up. Good morning. I'm going to start putting my videos up on Mondays. Seems to be the thing that the people seem to like. So I'm going to put those up on Mondays, and I'm going to reserve Saturdays for live streaming because it seems to be a good time for most people. So yeah, that's going to be the new system. And let me know if that works for you or not, or if you prefer still Fridays, or if there's some other day of the week you would prefer. Now, some of you may be asking, good morning. Some of you may be asking, what's with the hair, the bangs? Well, I got a topper, and well, the color finally is really quite good for my own hair color, but it wasn't, it was too thick and too heavy. One of the tricks in wearing wigs or scrunchies or hair pieces or they have it pistache, whatever the name is. One of the big ingredients in wearing hair accoutrements in a way that works well is to have the hair piece volume in balance with your own hair. Does that make sense? If you've got really, really thin hair and you put on a hair piece that's too thick, something's not going to look right. Now, I'll tell you right here, I've been playing with this topper, and I'm going to do a video of it. But what I've done, the lipstick color is number 25 Flame and 150 Overtop, Maybelline 24-Hour Superstay. So what I did was I cut bangs into a topper because I haven't been able to get bangs that match my hair color. And so what I did was I cut this topper, and I'll show you the sides of it. What I liked about it was it had long sides, so that if I want to wear just the bangs by themselves, they're great. But I have to tell you, seeing this here right now, because I've been working on this for a few days, it's still too thick. It's still too thick for my hair and for what I normally wear. So what I'm going to go in, because this is a monofilament top, I'm going to go in with tweezers and pick out thin it out, so to speak, because it is just a little bit thick. But I think for days that are what do you call it, like bad hair days, put this on, throw it all up in a little bun like I have with one bobby pin to hold it in place, and you're good to go. And I'm trying to decide whether I want to keep, the sides hanging down or put them back or whatever. I'm not sure. You know what it's like. You get something new, whether it's makeup or whether it's hair. You play with it until you get it right. And of course, I'll probably be grabbing at it from time to time. But Tammy Topper here. It's a prototype. I've gone back to the company and said, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. We need to do this, this, this. We'll see what happens with it, but you know that I will keep you informed. And in the meantime, I'm going to play around and cut and make sure that it fits not only my head shape well, but the balance of the topper hair in conjunction with my own hair is the same. Now this is also a little bit shinier. All I need to do is just, and I put some on last time, but and it worked really well. It's just a little bit of baby powder on grayish hair, and it will just take the dullness right out of it. I'd rather do that than use a spray because, well, just because. Oh, you think it's natural looking? Okay, well, yeah, it's not too bad, is it? It's not too bad. I'm still, futzing. And that's what I do. It's like when I cut my hair, I've learned to just leave the scissors out because and especially when I had bangs. Oh, sidebar here. One of the reasons I don't wear bangs in my own hair anymore is because my hair is too thin. When I cut bangs, I have to wash them almost twice a day because they're too thin and they sit too flat to my head unless I spray the heck out of them, and then I have to wash them the next day. So that's not so good. But with this, I don't have that problem. I can just add bangs to my hair and still have keep my other bangs, my natural bangs, keep them on the longest side and just swept off to the side. So that's another reason why I like the idea of wearing toppers like this. Yeah, it's very easy. It's so quick. And like I said, on a bad hair day, just you put in two little toupee combs at the front, put in clip, back here, put in one clip, blend it in with your own hair. And that's another thing. I took several rows of wefts off this topper so that all I would have is just a few pieces blending into my own hair so that it would look more natural. Anyway, experiments, and I will continue. I'll leave the hair out for a little while longer and keep playing with it until I get it right. Okay, I think I've said this to a few people, at least on the Going Gray page. I've been test driving the MAC Pro Longwear, both the liquid and the concealer. I'm actually kind of a fan. I think what I would suggest to people is if you want to get it, they never make any true ginger hair pieces. Well, that's true, but that's where you have to blend in. But what you can do at MAC is you can get a sample of your color and try it, both the liquid and the concealer, as concealers, if that makes any sense. Now, I'm test driving it in the winter, which is very different than the way our makeup reacts to us in the summer months or in the very humid climes. I'm finding, let me do a little close up here. I've got the MAC, the concealer on my eyes here, here, here. What I put it on with either my finger and stipple it. You just stipple it. That's what a stipple motion is, until that blends in. And then when I apply the, the dual finish powder, either the Barelle, which is manufactured by Audrey Morris, or MAC Studio Fix, lighting. Let me try something else here. Um, the MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation. That is that works, I think, just as well. It's a good second to the Barelle. Anyway, then you put that on over top, and in the areas where you put the either the liquid or the concealer, just stipple it on. Just stipple it on, and then apply to the rest of your face as usual. I I like it. I mean, I think it's I've been tending more towards the concealer because it isn't thick. Like the MAC person said that they thought it would be too thick. It's not compared to a lot of other concealers, and it does stay. Thank you for the comments, by the way, on the hair. A video will be coming out soon. So it tends to stay, and it doesn't look, what's the word? Doesn't, you know how when you glisten, your stuff collects in your lines and things like that? This isn't doing that. Mind you, when you wear makeup here, on the side bridge of your nose, most of us don't have wrinkles there, so you know you're not going to have too much of a problem. Anyway, I would suggest get a sample at your local MAC store, try it out and see what you think. I'm kind of a fan. Mama likes. However, wait till I see what it looks like in the summer. The other eye technique you teach. You know what I'm going to ask you guys to do? Because YouTube doesn't have comments like Facebook does. They do at the time, but once the video goes up after we're finished live, the comments disappear. So if you have a question that I haven't answered, please, after this is posted on YouTube, please put your questions in the comment section and I will answer it there for you, okay? Because it's flying by really fast. It's hard for me to see it, and they don't keep them up afterwards. This is a problem with the YouTube live stream that other content providers have been speaking about as well. So MAC Pro Longwear, concealer and liquid, try on a couple, see what your coloring is, and then get a sample, try it out and see what you think. In the summertime, I'll be very impressed if the concealer or the liquid stays and doesn't become mottled up with humidity. That will be the test. And if it works, hallelujah. And if it doesn't, back to the standard, just wearing the dual finish powder because it performs beautifully in humid weather. Okay. Now, one of the things use concealer in the winter, but just powder in the summer. Yes, I'm tending to agree with that, Penny. That's what I tend to do too. See, I don't usually wear concealers, but I'm test driving this because of all the promises, and not just the promises, because that's not really what I listen to, but it's the reviews. You'll have to pardon me, my eye is watery today. Being an older person, that's what happens from time to time. Oh, wonderful, Rita. I hope you folks don't mind, but I need some caffeine. Oh, isn't the world prettier and better once you've had a little caffeine in the morning? Oh, that doesn't sound so good. So, while we're talking about hair, I'm going to talk about the circumference of the crown of your hair. This is another thing I noticed in doing the digital makeovers. The circumference of the crown of your hair would be from about here right around to the back, okay? The area above that is your crown. Your real crown is more back here, but I like to incorporate this. When it sticks out a little bit, it looks better on everybody. On everybody. If you're wearing longer hair, let's say, and it's sitting flat, most people, when I say most, I mean like 95% plus, look better with their hair slightly augmented, slightly coming out. And I'm not talking 1980s big hair or Dallas big hair. I'm talking just hair that looks fuller and richer in a balanced way, if that makes sense. And of course, all you have to do is take a simple barber's comb, take the hair and just at the root. Do it at the root, not all the way out, but at the root. So when you're doing your crown, you lift your hair up and then just back comb the root and let the hair lie down. And for those with egg-shaped heads like myself, I have to back comb in here just at the root and then, let it sit. So that's something I want to bring up because so often we worry about our hair color, we worry about our hairstyle, but if we're not, I don't care what the hairstyle is, I'm serious, whether it's short or it's long or it's curly or it's straight, when it sits away from the head a little bit in the right places, makes any style look good. Great, I'm glad you will, Penny. I'm serious. This and a can of spray. I use the John Frieda Frizzies because it's a pretty darn good hairspray, and it does hold. And if you want something to hold more, they have the stronger hold. But I use the flexible for every day. And for those of us with curly hair. Where it tends to get a little frizzy, this is, it's pretty good. It's not a miracle product, but it's a pretty good one. So this and this, I am so serious. And I've done this before. This is my tackle box. It's a fishing tackle box where I keep all my various lengths of bobby pins and what do you call those things? Elastics for doing your hair. All there in one simple container. When you've got those three things going for you, you can style anything. And of course, there is the hair padding, but I'm just talking about general everyday hair. You want to wear your hair up like I have today. You know what makes it, why I can wear it up with one bobby pin? Because it's not a bobby pin, it's a roller pin. You can get these at Sally's. They're heavy duty, and all I have is one holding it up. Now, that's pretty good. Yes, fishing tackle box for your jewelry. Great point. Thank you. You can use it for your any number of things, right? If you have hair ribbons or you have a lot of clips or whatever, those fishing tackle boxes are great and nothing spills out of them. They're not the prettiest, but they're practical. And I've had this, and I had one in my professional kit too. This is probably 20 to 25 years old. Still works. Why would I get rid of it, right? Or why would I replace it when it still works? Okay, so the circumference of the hair, it's really, really important. The other thing that it does too is it frames your face better. When your hair is lifted, it frames your face better. And as we age too, I keep thinking I'm looking at the camera lens and I'm not. The camera lens is over here, right? Sorry about that, folks. It's just an automatic reaction. And I'm going to get into selfies in a minute over this. But anyway, lifting the hair makes the huge difference, frames your face. And for those, somebody was talking about double chins. Well, I'm a good experiment with that. Good haircuts for double chins is great makeup. Seriously. And face framing layers is really good for double chins, so that if you want to wear your hair up, if you have long hair, you can let the tendrils, kind of hang down, and they'll fall kind of in here a little bit. And it's just, I don't know, it's softer. It's softer. That's what it is. If you've got excellent bone structure and you're a size 0, you have a different approach to things. If you're, if you're fuller of girth, shall we say, from when you were in your 20s and 30s, then you know, things change, uh, and it's you have to adapt to that. So for chinny chin chins, face framing is really good. Is a really good approach to take, and like I said, drop them down. Or if you're wearing your hair down, the hair can tend to fall into the chin area and it doesn't show quite so much. But again, I go back to when your makeup is great and it's neutral. And when I say neutral, I've posted this before. And it's on the Going Gray page. A picture of there's only about 5 eyeshadows and 1 blush that just about anybody needs. And I'm so serious. This is what works. This is what absolutely works. When your eye makeup is, Australia, when your eye makeup is neutral. And when I say neutral, I'm talking true brown, true gray, black, true taupe is those are musts, and a white or bisque or like Naked Lunch by MAC is one, something on the lighter tones with maybe a tiny shimmer in it. That's all anybody needs. That's all anybody needs. I think I've shown you this before. Now, what I have is an extra one here. Oh, Scotland, hello there. This is an orange eyeshadow, and I use that mixed with the pink to, if I'm wearing something warm. And what works is, if you're gray, people think that you have to throw out your wardrobe and start over and only wear jewel tones. Au contraire. Gray is a neutral color. When you look at when you look at nature, gray is in nature, as is brown, green, black, taupe, white, silver. Okay? So why wouldn't you wear brown? Bark is on trees, it's brown, right? When you have true colors that don't have undertones in them, like oftentimes you'll find in brown, you'll see a red undertone. Well, the red undertone doesn't look all that great with that kind of brown, but you could pull it off if you're keeping your makeup neutral. And so that when your makeup is neutral and your wardrobe is neutral, and by neutral I'm saying using the same foundational pieces. Like if you have black pants and a top, you have a gray pants, skirt, and a top. You have the same in brown. Yes, brown. I have a wonderful bronze actually colored dress that I still wear. It was one of the things I didn't, give up. And I have a khaki shirt and I have an olive green shirt. But because I don't put any other color with it and my makeup is neutral and my lips and my blush go with either a warm tone or a cool tone, then it goes beautifully. Like with my olive green shirt, black top, black pants, olive green shirt, same makeup, only I wear the 115 by Maybelline and 150 over top. And then I mix the orange eyeshadow with the pink eyeshadow, or the orange eyeshadow with the pink blush to make the color that will blend in. Somebody's asking, what's the difference between warm and cool? Well, warm has undertones of yellow, orange, yellow, browns, that kind of thing. Whereas, and lipsticks is a good place to study this. You'll find Tomato reds is a warm. Blue reds are cool. And here's another thing, do not get caught up in the warm, cool stuff too much. You can make too big a thing out of it. Believe me, again, what works is keeping it neutral and then adding on a color that you love. And like our French beauties do, I love the way they dress because they keep it simple. Only wear 2 colors at a time, maybe 3, but only 2 colors. And think about how much easier that makes planning your wardrobe. Just 2 colors. And I have to tell you, that's the way I live my life, and it is so simple. Now I'm wearing a striped blouse today, and I do have a plaid one. But notice the colors in them: gray, various shades of gray, black, and white. But it goes with everything, and I have on black pants and a black undertop. So no matter where I go, it works well. I do that, and I could dress in the dark and still match. Yes, that's right. That's right. So keeping it simple in your wardrobe is the same as keeping it simple in your makeup. Less color is more. But as far as how you apply your makeup, that's a different story. But keeping it very simple saves you big dollars, makes you responsible towards the environment, because so much packaging is thrown into our environment. And if anybody is environmentally conscious or responsible, you don't want to do that. So there's dollars, there's eco-responsibility, there's time saving, oy vey, big time, and organization. When you put all those ingredients together, there's a certain something that you carry off. You feel organized, you feel put together, you feel good, and it transfers out into everything that you do. I think everyone with strong lip who has gray hair, a stronger lip color is important, because if you have gray hair, you're Caucasian, and your lash line and your brows are disappearing at warp speed, you need to bring back the contrast. You can do that in a couple of ways. You can do it with wearing clip-in extensions that are maybe a little bit darker, so it brings a little bit of contrast back into your hair. But you can do it in strengthening your lash line and your eyebrows correctly, and wearing a darker color. Now, if I were to wear a lighter color, I've done this experiment, and there's a video I have on it about light versus dark. And I have both sides of my face. I show one side with the dark lipstick and one side with the light lipstick. And every single time, the darker wins the day, because at this stage, with the coloring and the changes we have, the darker helps to bring life back into the face. And it's all on the tone you use and the way you apply it. And I am not a fan of waxed base lipsticks for the over 45 set. We all have these. See these lines? When you use lip pencils and wax-based lipstick, you eat anything that is slightly oily, even your coffee, it starts to bleed into the fine lines around your mouth. Seriously. And that's why I'm such a big fan of the Maybelline 24-hour Superstay. And what's new is they have a new matte long-wearing lip color that needs to be tested. And there's a couple of people I know who are going to test drive it for me and let me know, because everything I have, I'm happy with. I'm not going to buy more. The new product comes out, right? New lipsticks, new colors, and you think, oh, I want to have. It's like, how much is too much? It's like, I'm a bag person. I love bags. I don't know why, I just do. I can't tell you how I have to turn the other way when I'm going by a wonderful bag. I have to justify its use. And I can't. And especially at this point in my life, attache cases at one point in my life where it's, I just love them. And I had to really hold back from buying just because. Well, it's the same with our makeup. You know that every spring and every fall, the beauty industry is going to hit you hard and strong and long for, look at the new colors, the new product, the new this, the new that, the whatever. I always wait, read the reviews, and if they're glowing, and there's many of them, then Hetty, you're not stuck with salt and pepper hair. Salt and pepper hair is fantastic, and dark colors look great with it. Sorry, now I forgot, but that's part of the aging process, isn't it? Where was I? Oh, well, it was talking, oh yeah, the beauty and hair industry will throw images at you and all kinds of things. And speaking of images, to get you to buy. I don't know if any of you Grace and Frankie fans that are out there, that show with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin on Netflix. Love the show. But this last season, Jane has been, she's been put through that's a good one. Advertising is psychological pollution. Thank you, Penny. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, she was put through what I call the filter spa. If you take a look at the first or a couple of seasons of Grace and Frankie, and then watch this last season, Jane, God bless her, is 80 years of age. But she looks like she's 45 with the skin color. That is so reprehensible in my books. I'm going to write her at some point and just say, you know what? You have a huge fan base out there. Yes, I know there are those that don't like her. I like her. Anyway, bottom line. But she's doing herself and the women in this demographic a disservice. Now, I thought, well, maybe it's not her, maybe it's the producers or whatever. And then I thought, wait a minute, she's an executive producer here. So, yeah, she has a say in what goes on. And yet, Jane, yes, she does look fantastic, but it's false. It's false. They can now, like, on when people ask for a digital makeover from me, it is a requirement that there's no filters on the picture. And even here on YouTube, I'm putting a disclaimer here. You're seeing me in the raw, I think, but then when it goes up, when it's posted afterwards, I look like I've been put through the filters thing too. Yes, Jane has had surgery. That's another story. But even me, I don't like this. And so when YouTube puts it up, I've been put through the video thing, and I'm disclaiming that. That's not how my skin looks. I'm not upset with my skin, and I'm not upset with my age. I embrace it, but don't put a filter on me. I don't want it. I don't like it, and it's misrepresenting, and it continues to make women feel bad because they're not, when they're 60 or 70, they're not looking like they're 50. My God, it makes me so angry. I guess is the word. It puts me off because now I'm going to adjust things here, folks. Okay. Yeah, it really puts me off. However, that said, I am all for putting your best foot, face, and frock forward, but in the most honest way you can. Learn and hone simple, easy, time-tested makeup skills. Once you got them honed, it's like brushing your teeth. You'll never forget how. The same with your hair and the same with your makeup or your wardrobe. Dress for the body you have now. Don't wear skin tight, low cut BS that the fashion industry tries to sell us. I mean, some of the stuff in the last few years that they're dressing women in, I shudder. I absolutely shudder. And it's, as far as I'm concerned, what it's doing is it's fostering women to continually feel dissatisfied with who they are and how they look. Well, no, that's in reverse. How they look. So if you're feeling dissatisfied with how you look, then you're dissatisfied with how you feel, because you carry that inside you. And when you're dissatisfied with the way you look and feel, guess how you present yourself to the world? And guess what you get back? Right? Oh, yeah, it hits my buttons. It really does, because it's so unfair. So unfair to women. Back to, that said, I still feel that your makeup put on properly is smart. If my sister was here a couple of days ago, and she saw me in the complete raw. And I mean, well, she was my sister, so I don't, when I say the raw, I mean I was clothed, but no makeup, no anything, because I had this topper that there was stuff everywhere in my apartment. and you know, I was playing with it, trying to decide what I was going to do with it. Was I going to cut it? What was I going to do with it? So I didn't have any makeup on, of course, because I'm not going anywhere. So she came in. Then the next day she came again, and we had dinner together, and I had my makeup on, and because I was going out to choir afterwards, and I had my one hair piece that I wear all the time. It's just a single weft of gray hair that goes from here around the back to the other side. It just gives me a slight bit more volume. Well, she said I look great. Well, I believed her, because she wouldn't lie to me. And I felt good. I noticed that I move differently. But my makeup and hair only took me maybe 10 minutes, because it's a routine I've honed. I can put my false eyelashes on faster than doing mascara and curling and mascara. I absolutely can. And why can I do that? Simply because I've done it so often. Whatever you practice, you get good at. If you practice doing nothing, you get good at it. If you practice doing something wrong, you get good at it. If you practice, adjust, and try and fix and adjust and get it right, you get good at it. So it's you know, it's a matter of getting yourself designed in your hair, your makeup, and your wardrobe in a way that suits where you are at this point in your life, what your lifestyle is. Practice the designs that you want, and then practice them till you hone them. And then now go into life and do whatever it is you do. You know, do whatever it is you do. Oh my God, magnetic lashes, please. Do not go there. They're a gimmick. Do you know how many gimmicks? My sister sent me a recipe this morning and it's had millions of views. And the recipe was mixing coconut oil with lemon and make a froth out of it, more or less, and put that on gray hair, and your dark color will come back again. It's had millions of views, and some of the people are like, oh, I've got to try this. I just, you know, it just boggles my mind. One of the things that I find is, it's like liposuction. I know people who feel it's easier to continue eating and just get liposuction. I know it's when you go to the hairdresser sometimes, you ask for a cut and or color and a style, and it looks great till you go to bed or till the next time you go back to the hairdressers. Why? Because you don't know, you many times you don't style your hair the same way that the hairdresser does. So what happens is you're feeling good maybe 10% of the time. The rest of the time it's, well, I'm waiting to get back to the hairdresser. I know women like this and they don't bother. But if you've got a hairstyle and a cut or whatever that suits you, suits your face and your body frame, and it's something that you can manage, then you will always feel good. And how do you manage it? By practicing and by understanding what hair cut suits your face, your head, and your body frame. Why is body frame important at this point? Because while I love